Morning, everybody. This is Grace, and it might not be morning where you are, but it is here. Yeah. It's also a Sunday. But anyway, that's one of the things I'm going to talk about in this video. I had a whole bunch of videos that I have uploaded and all, and with the puppy and all that, plus then some. It was just like, I haven't even bought anything for Christmas yet, and this is, well, by the time you see this, it might be, later. It might be after Christmas. But it's the 15th. Yeah, December 15th. And like I said, I haven't even bought Christmas presents. Nothing really. The puppy was my Christmas present, so yeah. Anyway, I had all those videos. I have videos that I'd uploaded, didn't make public, and it was, mainly I want to keep a little track of the puppy's growth. And right now, we've had him, let's see, we got him 2 weeks ago, Saturday. And he's something else. He is definitely a puppy. Yeah. And he's trying to show his domination, but he's also learning that he doesn't dominate everything. Like Marmaduke's beds. Yeah, Marmaduke's not taken to that. Marmaduke's an older dog. He's an old dog. He's not going for that. Pardon the blinker. But anyway, my mind has been on puppy training. Training a little puppy, and not going insane, because he's pure mayhem. So I haven't even done anything. I haven't sent out Christmas cards in years. I have a whole bunch of them that I collect, a whole bunch of greeting cards all around. And every year, or every birthday or whatever I say I'm going to do it, send out, and I never do. This year I bought Valentine's Day cards. I don't know where they are right now, but I never used any of them. And I bought stamps for them. Thank goodness they're forever stamps, But they're just, I don't know what it was before. Well, I do. Before I ever got on social media, I used to be really into things like that. Christmas letters, New Year's letters, period. And but once I got on social media, which I got on social media in 1990, first time, but I'm talking like, it was back then you talked to a bunch of people, but eventually I just kind of gotten out of it. And my friends, I had a lot of friends that loved to write letters. People I met through, college, university, and stuff like that. And they loved writing letters, sending cards, all this. But over time, especially once I got on YouTube, I stopped a lot of things. And I got on YouTube 5 years ago, August. So yeah, I just stopped doing things like that and getting myself into the mode to do it. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't. Anyway, this morning I was thinking about all this, and I was making a video with the only Christmas PowerPoint template I could find, and I've already used that on this channel, and adding some of the YouTube music to it, doing that. It was putting me in a good spirit, and I've been thinking, I really want to, think more about, about what this New Year's, 2020, wow, really, can you believe 2020? What is it that I want to do that's different? And since this is YouTube, I'm putting this on YouTube, I'm going to talk about on YouTube. But I don't know, I've said this, I don't even remember what I did last year, but so obviously I wasn't following it. But this time I want to do something different. Maybe, the only thing that ever comes to my mind is to focus more on the good, the bad, and not so much ugly. But this time I was thinking, more on the good, but, I don't know. What would I do mostly on, since I got this puppy, and I'm not going to leave him alone. I'm thinking about how I would leave him alone with Marmaduke, because, he keeps pushing Marmaduke's buttons. He's a button pusher, that puppy. And that's not a good thing, to push the buttons of an older dog. Don't poke the hibernating bear kind of thing. Situation is, it's a puppy, And puppies love to play. Well, Marmaduke's an old dog. Marmaduke doesn't like to play, doesn't like to have its tail bitten. I've mentioned that before. So it's like, whose side do you take? But Marmaduke lets him know, but then he'll back off, the puppy, and then he'll come back toward it. Yeah, he hasn't learned yet. But anyway, it just comes down to the same thing that I've already said in the videos. That it's just daily life. That's how daily life goes. So, good, bad, ugly. There needs to be a fourth one. Something that's more cheerful. But anyway, when I was walking into this convenience store, I saw an elderly man standing there, and I was thinking, that reminded me of what elderly men used to do, or older men used to do. They weren't necessarily elderly, but they'd go and sit in a cafe, in the mornings and have their coffee and have, chit-chat with one another, that kind of thing. And anyway, when I was walking up, he kind of came out of that little cove, whatever you call it there, and said good morning to me, and I said good morning to him. And I could just I got this feeling he was lonely. He was probably in his 80s, I would think. He got in his car and drove off, so. But he just made me think of he's lonely, and I was thinking, he should join one of these rec centers. That's what's in there. That's usually what's in there. There's one dedicated to people 50 and up, and it's mainly people 70 and up that are there. And then there's one down here that's for all ages. And when I've been in there, I've mentioned that it's usually men in their 70s and up. Yeah, seriously. That is the place. I went to one third one, and it was mixed, but still, in the daytime, mainly people who are older. So I'm not trying to run that guy's life. I was just saying, I think these days it's turned around more to people going to a rec center, something like that. That one is the senior center. The other one, yeah. So, okay, pardon the blinker again. There was a police officer sitting there. When I was backing up, I saw when I passed him, and when I went back when I looked to leave, he was there. I wonder what happened to him. He just kind of disappeared now. Oh, I think he's hiding behind a tree. Yes, Sunday morning. Sunday morning, there's that expression of Sunday drivers. They're driving too slow. I've never known people to be real speed demons on Sunday. Really. I've seen it fit that, Sunday drivers. And also, Sunday lights. That light took a while to get to let me go. But anyway, I wonder why there was a police officer there. And you saw him sitting there on Sunday morning. Really wonder, do people? Maybe there's a church around there somewhere. They do block off the road of certain lanes and everything whenever people are getting out of church. But I don't think there's a church. I've never seen a church over there. There's a church on the other side of it. But anyway, kind of boring, huh? Anyway. But yeah, that's what I want to do this coming year. Now that I hope all of those things that just cause so much fear and so much confusion, all these different changes and everything. Right now it's that harassment policy change or update or whatever they want to call it. And I thought it was just like it's always been, but maybe not. You just can't harass people, can't bully people. But I do wonder, there are some channels that are dedicated to just that. They harass one another, or they pick fun on one another. I wonder how they will survive. Seriously, if it's really this SUV is driving itself, that scares me. Still, right there every time. But anyway, those that are dedicated to picking on one another, to doing parodies, and yeah, they get away with it. That's what they basically have said. They get away with doing parodies, but you listen to that stuff and it's harassment. I can't. I've never been one to think that as comedy as something that when you really tear down somebody else, don't see parodies that way, that you really just, there's a roast and all that stuff. No, nobody asks you to do that. Roast the person is usually knows that this is going to happen and is okay with it. Yeah. As far as parodies, I mean, seriously, I think people are going to start getting a little bit tougher. I'm talking individuals, and start suing people. When you take somebody and you make fun of everything, you harass them like that, yeah, that's not a good thing. Since when would that ever be a good thing? But things have changed so much. Now, how I got off to, I guess this is the ugly. Because it is ugly. It's listening to the words they use. Oh my goodness. Wow. You never had your mouth washed out with soap as a kid, did you? Or maybe you did, and that's just your retaliation. Every other word. Wow. And just the intent, the hatred, the anger behind it. Oh my goodness. Really, oh my goodness. A lot of cars all of a sudden for a Sunday morning. Okay. Well, that's my Sunday morning ramblings. But I do want to start taking some videos of the puppy. It's kind of hard in my house because we have solar screens, and it makes everything darker than usual. But I did manage to get one. But let's see how it works. It just depends on the time of day, if it's sunny outside and all that, or nighttime even. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.